All right, welcome. Today, we are diving deep into a book that's been a game changer for so many. Clarissa Pinkola Estés' masterpiece, Women Who Run with the Wolves. We're going to unpack the core ideas here, all about reclaiming that vital, instinctual part of yourself that maybe, just maybe, you feel has gotten lost along the way.
I mean, this quote right here, this is the heart of the whole thing. It's so much more than just beautiful words. Estés, who's a Jungian analyst and an amazing storyteller, is talking about a real fundamental part of the female psyche. It's this inner force, she says, is ancient and absolutely essential for our well-being.
And that leads to this question, doesn't it? That feeling, that sense that a piece of you is missing, that's the exact feeling that kicks off the whole journey Estés is describing. It's that little nagging voice that says your most real, authentic self has been quieted down or, maybe put on a shelf for safekeeping. Okay, so who is this wild woman archetype we're talking about? What does Estés really mean by that term? Let's get into it. Now, it's so important to get this right. The wild woman isn't about being reckless or destructive. Not at all. Think of her as the source of your gut feelings, your deepest wisdom. She's that inner voice that just knows what's right for you, way before your logical brain has time to catch up. She's basically the foundation of your entire inner life. And this is absolutely crucial. This journey isn't about trying to become some new person. It's a journey of reclamation, of remembering. The wild woman is your birthright. She's already in there. The real work is just clearing away all the stuff that's buried her.
So, if this wild woman is so natural to us, how do we lose touch with her in the first place? Well, Estés says the disconnection usually starts with something she calls caging.
This really shows the conflict at the heart of it all. On one side, you have the over-domesticated self, the one who's been taught to always be nice, to get approval, and to play it safe. But on the other side is the wild self. She's authentic, creative, and she follows her own internal compass. And so many of us feel stuck right in the middle of that tug-of-war, trying to please everyone else while feeling this deep pull from our own true nature. And Estés is really clear about this. This is not a personal failure. It's a cultural one. When our society rewards being tame and nice more than it rewards being soulful and true, it creates an environment where we learn to cut off that connection to our own instincts just to fit in. So what does this disconnection actually feel like day to day? How can you tell if your own connection to the wild woman is feeling a little weak? Well, the book gives us some really clear signs of what she calls a disconnected soul. Do any of those sound familiar? I think for a lot of us they do. And this isn't just a list of bad moods. Estés sees this as a kind of diagnostic checklist for a soul that's basically been starved. Feeling tired all the time, uninspired, finding it impossible to say no, these are all red flags that the life force of the wild woman is being suppressed. But here's the good news. This quote signals a huge shift from just looking at the problem to actually doing something about it. The solution isn't to just sit with it, but to go on an active quest, to go out and find the medicine that's going to nourish your wild soul.
Which brings us to the best part of the journey, the homecoming. So how do you actually start reclaiming this essential part of who you are?
These steps are so practical. They're all designed to get you back into a conversation with your own soul. It all starts with just listening to your intuition, that gut feeling, instead of trying to explain it away. Then it's about nurturing creativity. And hey, this doesn't mean you have to write a novel. It could be gardening, cooking, anything. Any creative act is like the soul's native language. Estés also talks a ton about the power of story, telling us to look at myths and even our own life events as maps to our psyche. And of course, there's solitude. You need that quiet to hear your own voice. And finally, reclaiming your body, honoring its wisdom, its cycles, and its strength. I just love this concept. Estés spells it this way on purpose, remembering. It's a literal idea. You are taking the pieces of yourself that got scattered or cut off, your creativity, your gut feelings, your voice, and you're putting them back together. You're remembering yourself to become whole again. So what does it actually mean to live like this? To really, truly run with the wolves? I think this is the main takeaway here. This is not some destination you just arrive at and you're done. No, It's a lifelong practice. It's a continuous, conscious choice to live a soulful life. It's about always listening to your instincts, protecting that creative fire, and just being unapologetically, authentically you. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Maybe it's a creative idea you've been pushing aside, or a no that you really need to say out loud, or just a gut feeling about something. What is that one wild, instinctual part of you that's asking for your attention today? Because according to Estés, answering that question, well, that's where the whole journey begins.